And continuing through the card, we got Viktoriia Dudakova. She's taking on Jinh Frey. And Dudakova, she's looking to make it two in a row to start a UFC career. Her first UFC fight really couldn't have gone much better for her. She took no damage. She won in 34 seconds due to an injury from her opponent. And now she's taking on a longtime MMA veteran in Jinh Frey. And Jinh Frey, she's kind of had mixed results in the UFC. She is coming off a close decision loss. She's lost 3 fights in a row overall, and she's 2-5 in her UFC career, so she hasn't been extremely successful, but she's had close fights that could have arguably gone her way that she's lost, and she hasn't won a fight since July of 2021. She's also 14 years older than Dudakova, so this is going to be an uphill battle here, and I think if she loses, she could potentially be cut from the UFC. But Dudakova, her opponent, she is still a developing fighter. She has high-level wrestling. As far as the striking goes, it seems like she has fast hands, and she'll throw decent combinations. But mainly, she's throwing distracting punches to level change under, and it doesn't seem like she has the confidence in her stand-up. I think her hands don't look bad. I feel like as she progresses up the ladder, she needs to not be afraid to let her hands go and be standing more and more comfortable on the feet. I've yet to see a fighter really force her to do that, though. Dudakova has been able to implement her game plan on everyone she's faced so far. She has fast level changes. She has good single legs, good clinch takedowns. And on top, she can be a little inactive at times. Her ground and pound isn't that good, but she has decent jiu-jitsu. I've seen her get to the crucifix or the back against girls previously. She isn't infallible in the grappling. I've seen multiple fights where Dudakova pulled fighters on top of her by making mistakes, takedowns in the clinch. We watched on the Contender Series, Maria Silva was able to mount Dudakova, control her for a pretty good period of that round. Dudakova did show toughness in that Silva fight, though. She blew her knee out in the middle of the fight. She was visibly affected by it, but she fought through it and still won the third round. Her cardio also checks out. Her last fight, she got an easy win, like I said. So this is kind of her unofficial UFC debut for me. And Jinh Frey, she's a well-rounded fighter. She's aging, but she still has some juice. She's arguably won her last couple of fights, even though she's lost them on the scorecards. And she's a Muay Thai striker. She has good low kicks. She has sharp boxing. She has decent power, but low volume, and she also has a questionable chin. And the clinch, Frey is strong. I think she can use her clinch takedowns in this fight to get on top. Maybe that's a path to victory for her, but I think her game plan ultimately is going to be try to strike, use kicks, counter shots, stay long, but she has to avoid the single, and if she ends up in the clinch, I think she needs to be on point there and get the better of it. I don't know if Frey can control on top here with Dudakova's active bottom game, and if Dudakova gets on top, I do think she can dominate Frey, so I feel like Dudakova does have the edge on the ground. We saw Frey against Kay Hansen a few years ago, and she started well but ended up getting submitted later in the fight. I think in this fight, she's facing a higher level wrestler, but maybe someone that's not quite as dangerous with her jiu-jitsu. It's a tough fight to pick Frey in, though. I just think Dudakova has much to prove before being a safe pick at this price tag, but Frey is old on a losing streak and has to travel across the world to fight a girl who has the crowd on her side. I think Dudakova is going to get it to the ground. Where on Frey, you could have moments and probably do well in certain portions of the fight, but I think that for the most part, Dudakova is going to be doing the better of it on the ground, and I could see her win a decision, or I could see her even getting a submission. So my pick is going to be Viktoriia Dudakova to get the win over Jinh Frey here.